In the sweltering summer of 1976, a palpable sense of dread began to creep through the streets of New York City. As the city lights flickered to life each night, a shadow fell over its vibrant youth culture, a shadow cast by the flash of a powerful handgun. A mysterious shooter, armed with a .44 caliber revolver, began a year-long reign of terror, targeting young people, often couples sitting in parked cars. The attacks were random, swift, and deadly, plunging the city into a state of panic. Newspapers, with their stark, bold headlines, dubbed the phantom assailant the .44 caliber killer, a name that would soon be known across the nation and instill a deep-seated fear in millions. The killer's audacity grew with each attack. He began to communicate directly with the authorities and the media, leaving behind taunting, handwritten letters at the scenes of his crimes. In April of 1977, a letter addressed to NYPD Captain Joseph Borelli forever changed the narrative of the investigation. In rambling, cryptic prose, the shooter gave himself a new, more sinister name, Son of Sam. He claimed to be a monster, a behemoth, carrying out the violent commands of a demonic entity. These letters, published in the city's newspapers, transformed the killer from a faceless menace into a terrifying personality. A villain who reveled in the fear he created and openly mocked the police's inability to stop him. The investigation, already struggling with a lack of leads, now had to contend with a killer who was playing a psychological game with the entire city. The Son of Sam letters triggered one of the largest and most intense manhunts in the history of the New York City Police Department. A special task force named Operation Omega was formed, involving hundreds of detectives working around the clock. They chased down thousands of fruitless leads, from disgruntled veterans to owners of .44 caliber handguns. A police sketch, based on descriptions from the few survivors, was plastered across the city, but it led to more confusion than clarity, as the suspect's appearance seemed to vary. The breakthrough finally came not from a complex clue in his letters, but from a simple parking ticket. A witness near the scene of the final attack on July 31, 1977, reported a car being ticketed. Investigating this lead, police traced the ticket to a Ford Galaxy registered to a 24-year-old postal worker living in Yonkers, David Berkowitz. On August 10, 1977, detectives approached his car. When asked his name, he reportedly smiled and said, "I'm Sam." The manhunt was over. Following his capture, Berkowitz confessed to all of the shootings. During his interrogations, he unveiled the bizarre and infamous story that he had been ordered to kill by his neighbor's dog, a black Labrador retriever named Harvey, which he claimed was possessed by an ancient demon. While this story was widely dismissed as a plea for an insanity defense, it added a final grotesque chapter to the saga. Berkowitz was found mentally competent, sentenced to 6 consecutive life sentences, and remains in prison today. His rampage left an indelible scar on New York City, but it also had a lasting legal impact. In response to the massive media offers Berkowitz received for his story, New York State enacted the nation's first Son of Sam law, a piece of legislation designed to prevent criminals from profiting financially from the publicity of their crimes. This law ensured that the legacy of his terror would not be one of personal gain, but of justice and a city's resolve to heal.